Hi there, Flat Cap Chef here. I'm now going to show you how to make the really simple thing, shortbread. So let's have a look at what we've got. Got a bowl. These ingredients are really easy to remember. It's 246, 2 ounces of, in this case, caster sugar, 4 ounces of butter. It's at room temperature, and then I've put it in the microwave for 15 seconds just to soften it up. So I'm going to combine these two together. Then 6 ounces of flour. So I've got an electric whisk. First time I've used one of these in a video. So we combine the sugar and now the butter. I've cubed it up as well, just to make it quicker to blend together. Just a little spoon, get the last bits. So it's nice and soft, and it's going to mix up pretty easily. So this is quite noisy, so I'm going to start this off, and then I shall stop and we'll come back, okay, once I've done it. So we go power on, helps. So I'll mix this together, then we'll be back in a second. Okay, so that took about 1.5 minutes to do. And what we've got is this now, which is all mixed together, and you'll see it goes quite a bit paler in colour, so you know it's all well combined. Now, adding the flour. So I'm going to add about half the flour to start with. And then I've got a little plastic spatula, you could a wooden spoon. And I'm just mixing the flour in to the butter and sugar mixture. Pull it down from the sides, scrape off. There we go. Make sure you push it down from the sides. I just turn it around like this. Starting to come together like this. So now I'll do the rest of the flour, combine that together. So this recipe takes, if you want to cook it from scratch, it's about 5 minutes to actually get the mixture made. You're going to pop it in the oven, pop it in the fridge to chill down for about 20 minutes. And then you're going to pop it in the oven for another 15 to 20 minutes. So about 45 minutes from thinking you want to make some shortbread to having the finished article made. Scrape these off. You see it starts to form into, it's like a dough. It's already starting to come together. There we go. So now I'm going to get my hands in there, well washed of course, and bring it together. There we go. And basically scrunching it together to bring it together. Little lump of it. Take the lump up and then use it to gather up the last of the crumbs. A little bit escaped. Now work it in my hands to create a nice ball. Catch up those crumbs. If you do it over the bowl, you catch the little bits that fall off. You don't waste anything. Okay, so now we have a ball of shortbread. Now I'm going to flatten it out a bit with the palm of my hand. Push it back in again. So we're going to create a round that's about 1 centimetre. Now, if you don't have a rolling pin, you can just literally use your hands like this and squash it down. I do have a rolling pin, so I'm going to use it. This one's one of these clever ones that has a little depth meter on it, so I know that once I've rolled it down to that level, it's 1 centimetre. If a bit comes out, don't worry, just stick it back down again. Push it back together. Now, there's a couple of ways you can do this next bit. You can either simply have it as a single piece, or you can cut it into individual biscuits. Now, for the purposes of this, I'm actually going to keep it as a single piece because I think it's rather nice. So I'm going to squish the edges in, like this. There we go, squish, squish, squish. So instead of using a cutter, I'm just going to have a one big piece. There we go. I'm going to create a nice little edge just by sticking my thumbs down there, pinching it. And then I'm going to pop that onto a piece of greaseproof or baking paper. So this is here, it's just a little metal tin with a piece of baking paper. I'm using a little spatula to get underneath it, so I can lift it up easily. There we go. Hopefully we can get this on without breaking. There we go. So we've now got, let's move this back a bit so you can see, my lovely rustic shortbread. Now if you've got a cutter, you can cut these out into individuals, and what you get left over, just punch it back up again and craze it again, and so you use all of the shortbread up. I'm now going to get just a little bit more caster sugar and pop this on the top. Just a sprinkle. Should be lovely. There we go. With that, I'm now going to pop in the fridge for 20 minutes. Okay, so this has now been in the fridge for about 30 minutes. The reason we do that is because it's got a lot of butter in it, and if you don't firm it back up again, your shortbread will basically melt, and you'll end up with a lovely but very thin layer. Now, the other thing I'm going to do now, before I put it in the oven, it's got a fork. I'm just going to put fork marks in rows about 1 centimetre apart across the whole of the top, and that's because, back to the butter again, when that butter heats up it releases steam, and if you don't do this you will end up with shortbread that tries to puff up. We don't really want that, not the right texture. So only putting it maybe 1-2 millimetres at most into the shortbread itself. That's all you need to do. You don't need to go all the way through it. Put as many as you like in. Here we go. I'm happy that that's enough. And I'm going to pop this into a preheated oven at 190 degrees. That's around gas mark 6, just under between 5.5, 6. And that's going to go in there for around 15 minutes. I'm going to check it and make sure whether it's browned and nicely golden in colour. If not, then I'll leave it for another up to 5 minutes. So let's see how we go. Okay, so it's now been in for about 17.5 minutes. I did it for in the end, so the next 2.5 minutes. It now needs to cool, but before it cools, what you'll find is when you first take it out, and actually, if I get my finger under here, hold on a second. It's quite sort of soft to the touch, and that's fine, as it will cool and firm. But this is the time to get your knife and then cut it into whatever portions you want. So I'm going to do some little triangles. So I'm just going to chop it down here and make myself a nice little 8 pieces of shortbread. And when it's cool, we're going to sprinkle just a little more caster sugar on the top. And that's shortbread biscuits sorted.